We have a distinguished senator who's a friend of our program and a friend of young people everywhere. I talked to his sister, and I was told a story about you, Senator, that you're the baby of the family, and you were once described to your mother as a bright young man who, when you had nothing else to do, would study. Now, I think somewhere along the line you probably switched and studied a little harder, because we all know you've been a very successful businessman and a 3-term senator who serves on some of the most prominent committees in our Senate, as well as a father of 6 young men and women, and I think a number of grandchildren. Senator Bob Bennett from Utah, we appreciate you coming.
I haven't heard that story about studying for a lot of years. That was a comment my brother made when my mother was very concerned about me. And mother has subsequently admitted to thinking that I was the stupid one in the family because I didn't get the academic grades that my brothers and sisters got. But I was always more interested in other things. And I would put up with school as a last resort when I didn't have anything else to do. I've repented of that and do try to spend a little time studying things. I've picked up and have taken almost as my personal mantra a statement that's on the wall in the Library of Congress. And I think it's appropriate to our gathering here tonight and to the program that you're involved in. I'm not sure who wrote it, because in the Library of Congress they put all kinds of good things on the walls, but they don't put footnotes attributing them. This one, I believe it's Francis Bacon, and it says, reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. Now, I live in a world of conference. That's all we do, is speak and talk to each other interminably. But I find that I need to spend far more time reading, and I have been doing more reading since I've been in the Senate than ever before, and ultimately writing. Because you can have opinions, you can gather information, you can talk about it, but until you try to put it down on paper, you don't go through the discipline of really distilling what it is you want to say. And that's why this program that first causes people to become aware of violence in areas that seem to go unnoticed too often, and then talk about it, doesn't really get to the heart of changing people's attitudes and getting them to do something about it until they are forced to write it down. And if these young school children are like too many school children, writing is an unnatural act for them. They need to be prodded by their teachers and their parents. But to be introduced to the discipline of writing that will make them exact young men and women on an issue as important as this one is a marrying together of the right cause with the right procedure. And I salute those who have put this program together and those of you who support it for your vision and your integrity in seeing that this all works together. I've read some of the essays that have been written, and yes, I am moved by what it is they say about the difficulties that the young people have been facing or that they have observed, but I'm also heartened by the skill that they demonstrate as they write it down. So, I encourage you to keep giving, if that's why you're here. I encourage you to keep mentoring, if that's what you do. Keep teaching, if that's your assignment, and keep the project alive. Thanks so much for letting me participate with you.